gotta be this way. Oh, good though. Oh well, we go thug with it. It's cool. We go thug with it. It's gotta be that way. Yeah, we go thug with it. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, it's me, the one who be asking all these damn questions. Here I am. Yes, it is a wake and bake, wake and bake. Do it however you want. Wake and bake. Yes, it's me, the one who's asking all those questions. I am finally live, and here I am, y'all. Yes, I know I've been asking a lot of questions lately, and people been wanting to know what's going on. I know that people been asking, why I've been asking all these questions. Yeah, yeah. Well, it is a very good reason why I've been asking all those questions. Very good reason. I have some very valid reasons why I've been asking my questions, y'all. And I usually stream on, Facebook. I usually stream on Facebook or Instagram, but here I am. I usually stream on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm here now. I'm here, y'all. So, if you got any questions for me, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for, is wake and bake. We about to bake. We about to, sit, chat, talk a little bit and talk it up, talk shit. And I am rolling as I'm talking. And I'm about to explain to y'all why I do ask all those questions. I know people been wondering, like, why am I asking all the white people questions, and all that good stuff. It is a reason behind it. And no, I do not, feel like this. I am not racist. I love white people. I love all people. To me, it doesn't matter what race you are. Fucked up people come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. It don't matter. But the reason I am asking all these white people questions, the reason I'm asking all these white people questions, y'all, is to get more people talking. To get more people talking. Because don't you agree, if more black and white people talked and got to know each other on a more personal level, a lot of racism would be gone. Say Redbone, what you talking about that song? Come and get your love. Dun, 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 dun. What up? I'm good. How are you? How are you? And for real, would you say Nitty Marie? Yep. Yes, I agree. If more black and white people just got with each other and talked with each other and got to know each other on a more personal level, a lot of this racism shit could be gone. A lot of it will die down. I'm not saying it's gonna go away completely, but a lot of it can die down. You know, a lot of it can die down. So it can be done differently. And like I say, I am rolling up. I call it a wake and bake. And I had to restrict it to, you had to be 18 and over to be in this live, because it is called wake and bake. So, but I asked those questions to get people talking, and because I want to know things. Think about it. We all heard stuff about different races growing up. We all heard stuff of, black people heard stuff about white people heard stuff about black people, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Right? Right. Yes, right on. Appreciate that. It's gonna be more Wake and Bakes coming. Don't forget to, subscribe to the YouTube too. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. Fly Guy Dre, 314. So don't forget, because it's gonna be more Wake and Bakes, and I got way more content coming. So I'm on YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff. I'm on everything. So, but I decided to do my Wake and Bake here today, so I can talk with y'all. But but yeah, that's the reason why I asked the question, so we can all get to talking and get past the bullshit. Because don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people believe in the Morgan Freeman, don't talk about it way, but the Morgan Freeman, hey, right on, right on. Just got the number 3 gifter badge. Appreciate that. The Morgan Freeman don't talk about it way. That is not how racism is going to go away. That's not how it's going to go away. Like people act like they scared to talk about it. I know it's a sensitive subject. It's a sensitive topic. It is. And and I understand why a lot of white people don't want to talk about it. I understand it. I really do, because y'all getting tired of being blamed for, your ancestors shit. I get it. I get it. I totally get it. Just like, black people, we get tired of being blamed for some of the dumb stuff that the, other black people do. We get tired of being blamed as a whole, for the few bad apples that we got. So, it kind of works both ways. So I can understand why white people, a lot of white people don't want to talk about racism, you know, because it doesn't look good. Yeah, I never want to offend anyone. But, sometimes these uncomfortable conversations, these uncomfortable, unfiltered conversations have to be had. They have to be had. Because if they not, then nothing's going to get done. So they have to be had because if they don't, nothing will get done. Nothing. Nothing will get done up under the sun. And, it's just going to be a revolving door. It's going to be a revolving door. And this is my theory. This is why I think a lot of white people don't want to talk about racism. I have a theory. I have a thought on why I think a lot of white people don't want to talk about racism. And the reason I think a lot of white people don't want to talk about racism is because once you start going into the history of racism here in North America, here in America, it makes white people look bad. So, because of all the shit that happened back in the day. So I get it. Oh, and if y'all see me lean off camera, that's because, TikTok really don't want you to, you know, wake and bake on camera. But hey, it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do what I got to do. You know, but I think that is the reason why a lot and fire in the hole, y'all. So if you waking and baking with me right now, I appreciate that. Don't forget to share the live. I appreciate gifts. I appreciate all that. Say it's embarrassing for it, but think about it like this, Kelly. It is embarrassing. I agree. Like the past history of racism here in America is embarrassing to white people. But if they told history the right way, do you know the first set of slaves over here in America was white? Like for real, the first set of slaves over here in America was white. Say you waking the bacon with me right off. The first set of slaves. Say yes, you Irish. Yeah. And then black people had a lot of slaves too. That's the shit they don't talk about. Black people had a lot of slaves too. But see, back when we had black people had wealthy slave owners, but it wasn't like the North American slave trade. It was different back then. Yes, when black people had slaves back then, before the white man came and amped up slavery here in America, black people had slaves over here already. You know, think of all the Indian tribes. Because put it like this, I'm not African American. I'm an original native of the fucking land. No, there's nothing about me that says African American. But the original natives of the land, the original Indians of the land was already over here warring with each other. So what do you do if you beat another tribe in war? What you go do and you still got people that's living, you go take them as what? POWs, right? So they're your slaves, they prisoners of war. That's what slavery was back then. And yes, black people did sell black people. But it was different back then. It wasn't, we want to take over the whole land. It was one tribe at war with another tribe, and now you got POWs, aka slaves. For real. So then you have POWs, aka slaves. User 266. If you don't like it, you can always move on. User, or you probably buy it anyway. But for real, think about that. Think about it like this. You know, uh, think about it like this. Right off of Like It Alive, Crystal. Think about it like this. Do you really think they brought over? Do you really think they brought over 2 million black people over to America? Do you really think that? Like for real, do you really think that? Once you go back and do the history or do the numbers on the slave trade, out of 2 million slaves that they so called went and got, You know, out of 2 million slaves that they went and got, do you know only 10% made it directly to North America? Only 10%. So that should tell you right then and there. Majority of the black people in America are not African American. You know, it is what it is. So, right on, right on. Appreciate that. Hey, right on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, appreciate that. Join the fan club. Appreciate the badges and the gifts. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, but for real, once you go do the history of that, only 10%, you know, of the slaves made it to North America, made it here to America. So how could, you know, good morning, right back to you. Thank you, thank you. Like the videos? Thank you, I appreciate that. So if only 10% of slaves, you know, from the slave trade made it out of those 400 years, if only 10% of slaves, thank you for the roses, made it to North America, how could majority of black people here be African American if only 10% came from Africa? Didn't Columbus say in his diary when he got here, he took slaves? He didn't bring slaves with him. He took slaves, meaning that we was already here. You know, see, but this is why, you know, I ask, you know, the white people questions to get everybody talking so we can talk. So we can talk, you know, shit, we can talk, get to know each other, you know, so we can talk, get to know each other, and, you know, just, you know, get some of this racism away, you know, to do without some of this stuff. Because, like I said earlier, a few minutes ago, if more black and white people just talk, got to know each other, a lot of this racism will be gone. You say the term African American is, so instead of the term African American, what is better to say? Well, because we are in America and they have reclassified all the black people as African American, and you can look that up. They did that in the early 1900s. They reclassified all black people in America as Negro and African American and gave the term Native American to the people that they brought over here on boats. And you can go look that up, pictures and everything. You know, yes, we all are American, no matter what. You know, yes, we all are, and, you know, it is what it is. We all are American, you know. You say you don't think you know true history by, you know, I love history. I love history. You know, I love history. Like, I really do. I love history, you know, just because if you know the past, then, you know, you won't repeat those damn mistakes. And if you know the past, then, you know, if you know the past, then you have a better future ahead of you. You know, so I love history, and not just black history. I like history, period. You know, I like knowing all history on how everything came together. You know, from black, white, Greeks, Asian, Persian, all that. I like history. I like ancient history. I like that stuff is interesting to me. It is interesting. So, you know, and that's why, you know, I do what I do. I ask these questions and I get people in my live streams and we talk and we go over a lot of stuff, and a lot of people say it's hard to talk about what you may not know. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing these streams. So I give knowledge I give some knowledge just as I receive it. And me asking all the white people questions, that's just me wanting to know more about white people. For real. That's just me wanting to know more about white people and the stuff I've experienced from white people, you know, growing up, and the things I've heard about white people. So it's just, instead of assuming everything and believing everything and going off everything, I'd rather ask the question. Say, you love it? Thank you, I appreciate that. Hey, I support unity. I definitely do. But, you know, so that is why I ask my questions. You know, my questions don't come out of malice or come from being a dickhead. You know, shit, I really want to know. I really want to know, because from my experience and from things I've heard and things I see, you know, and nobody's perfect. Nobody at all, you know. Nobody's perfect. So It's all good. It's all good. And me, I'm not judging white people. I'm not doing that. It's just I want to know. And then I gotta the way I ask the questions, I gotta make it interesting. I gotta catch your attention so you can tell I'm genuine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I am genuine. I try to be. And the way I ask my question, think about it like this: if I just went the regular way of asking my questions, the old nice way of why do people do this or why do such and such, why do nobody paid attention? Nobody paid attention. When I started being direct with it, boom. When I started being direct with my questions, boom. I appreciate the follow. Thank you, thank you. That's when everything started taking off. Once I started being very direct with my questions, everything started taking off. It's called open discussion. That's what I do. Open discussion. I usually stream on Facebook or Instagram, but I decided to go ahead and come to TikTok. That's why I call it open discussion. Talk about anything. If you got a question for me, go right ahead and ask. That's why it's called open discussion. So here to talk about anything. I know I ask a lot of questions, so you know I'm having an open discussion here on TikTok. So you can, hey, what's up? Hey, from Cincinnati, what up with you? Good morning, right back to you. For real. So that's why I have open discussions. Say Little Ray Sunshine. But yeah, as I'm usually on TikTok or Instagram, but right now I'm in Instagram. I mean, I'm usually on Facebook or Instagram, but right now I'm in Facebook and Instagram jail. I think somebody reported my Instagram page and my Facebook page, and all the questions that I ask, on here, I drop them on Facebook and Instagram too. But I can say TikTok, y'all get it first. Y'all do be seeing the questions first. Y'all get the questions before I drop it on any other platform. So that is the exclusive for y'all. I drop all my content first on TikTok before I drop it on any other platform. So y'all be seeing my questions first. And I am on YouTube. So, but here we are. And I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all y'all for real. Because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have got this far. So thank y'all. I'm at almost 70K followers. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all engagement. Everything. I really do. I really do. You say, look, Donald Stidham, I don't know nothing about Diddy parties, bro. So, please don't bring that energy, up in here. That's the easy way for you to get blocked and banned. Don't bring that energy up here. Don't come in trying to troll because trying to get some attention, because you're not gonna get attention. You're just gonna get blocked and banned. So thank you. I'm from St. Louis. Where everybody else checking in from? Where y'all checking in from? Where y'all checking in from? And somebody just got banned. Somebody just got banned just that quick. For real. That's how we do that. Say Indiana, Alaska. Say, do I fuck with Goku? Do a bear shit in the woods, Dragon Ball Z? What? Yes. Oklahoma, Stockton. Damn right, I fucks with Goku. I'm a major Dragon Ball Z fan. Like, shit. H-Town. Right on for the #1 gift badge. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all, man, for real. Appreciate y'all liking, sharing the live, But for real, I'm a big ass Detroit in the house. Hey, what's up, Detroit, Midwest. What's up, baby? I'm in St. Louis. You right around the corner. Detroit, Midwest in the building. Midwest is in the building, yo. That's how we do. Hey, don't worry about that, y'all. That is the air fryer. French toast was getting made. You say, what you know about Tampa? I don't know nothing about, never been to Tampa, but shout out to Tampa. Shout out to you out there in Tampa. Hey, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Tampa. Shout out to you. I appreciate everybody. And like I say, without y'all, I wouldn't have made it this far. But I had to come in and talk to y'all because I know a lot of people were wondering, like, why do I be asking all these white people questions? What up, Vicky in Georgia? What's up with you? What's up? What's up? I know a lot of white people was wondering, why do I be asking all these white people questions? But, so that's why I decided to come in and talk. Do I have an internal monologue? Um, I don't even know how to answer that, bro. Like, I know what you mean, but, you know, you say my voice is hard to tell where I'm from. Put it like this: you can tell where I'm from if you listen to the words. Listen to the way I say here, there, where, everywhere. I like the way you do that right there. Yeah, you can tell where I'm from if you just listen to the words. Listen to the slur on the R. Because in St. Louis, yes, we really do say here, there, where. You know, we really do say all that. So it is a slur on the R's here in St. Louis. So yep. So yeah, say Chiggy, yep. I'm from where Chiggy and Deli from. I like the way you do that right there. It's getting hot in here. You know. So, but hey, make sure y'all do subscribe to the YouTube channel too. You say, dude, I've been doing my thing. I just don't do it. Look, man, look, I've been doing my thing. I've been doing it. See, if you would have came in the beginning, then you would know why I keep doing this. So, if you know, you know. What's my favorite Dr. Seuss book? Man, dude, I had all of them growing up. I had every Dr. Seuss book growing up. So it's hard to name my favorite because I had all of them, the whole set. You know, I had all the Dr. Seuss books. So yeah. Yes, exactly. So that's why, I turn my head to the side so I do it out of camera. Yes, I do need mods. Who wanna be my mod? I do need a moderator. Like I straight up do. I do need a moderator. And you know what? For real, I need a what? What's up with you, angelic soldier? What's up with you? I do need a moderator. I need a good moderator. I need, a good one. I need somebody good, somebody cool. I need somebody loyal and who really gonna be on it. Say what up from New Jersey? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. RJK, what's up with you, bro? Man, you be having me rolling with them stitches, bro. Like, man, I appreciate your stitches. You be having me fucking rolling, man. I gotta say, RJK, it's you and one other person, man, who are my favorite TikTokers on here. Cause dog, y'all, the stitches y'all be doing with my videos, man, that shit be making my day. Like, especially when I see yours, RJK, man, that shit be having me rolling, dude. You funny as hell, man. So, man, my brother from another. Right on, Angelic Soldier. Appreciate that. Appreciate the follow. Yes, my brother from another, RJK, dude. You funny as hell. Oh, man. So you just say what others are afraid of? Yeah, see, that's what I do in my videos, man. I just say what others are afraid of. You know? Say, I'm good, Jen. How are you? How are you, Jen's World? I am good. I am good. I am great. I'm having fun, loving today. How are all y'all? You know? How are all y'all doing? How's everybody? Today is Wednesday, right? Hump day. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody hump day? You know what? And I'm gonna start doing my wake and bakes more here on TikTok. I'm gonna start doing my wake and bakes more here on TikTok. Cause I fucks with y'all. And called out of work. You supposed to be there now. Well, I got off work a little while ago. I just got off work a little while ago. Say it's hot here in St. Louis too. It is a fucking scorcher here in St. Louis. You wake and bake all day. I do too. Hey, great minds think alike, RJK. I guess that's why we brothers from another. Because great minds think alike. But yeah, it is hot here in St. Louis. It is hot in here. Like for real, say it was 95 yesterday. Yeah, it's so fucking hot outside. I got my air on like 65 so I can put on this hoodie. You know, right? Ooh, right on, right on. I appreciate, man. Hey, look, y'all are making my day with the gifts and liking the lives and shit. Hey, y'all more. Hey, I gotta be honest. Y'all are more lit than motherfucking Instagram. This is my, one of my first. This is my first time doing my wake and bake on TikTok. Even though I got a shitload of followers, this is my first time doing my wake and bake on TikTok. And I gotta say, y'all are more motherfucking lit than my Instagram wake and bakes. I gotta say that for real. Shit, man. I gotta say I was missing out, huh? I was missing out. I should have been doing my wake and bakes on here a long time ago, huh? I've been missing out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. TikTok family, I'm here. You know what I call myself, right? The graham cracker. I am what? I am the graham cracker. Yes. I am the graham cracker. You know, that's what I call myself. Yes. You say, hey, am I from Paris? Nah. From St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm from the show me state. You show me 7, I show you 8. From St. Louis, Missouri, Gateway City, baby. You know. Say you the almond flavor. I hear that. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Hell yeah. But I got some more questions I'm gonna drop later on. I know. See, I be dropping my questions like I drop like 4 of them back to back in a row. That could be a good thing, but that could be a bad thing. But I'll be dropping like 4 back to back in a row. So I'm gonna drop like 4 more later on. I dropped about 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them a couple of hours ago. But I am gonna keep dropping more. And the questions, I remember I had somebody ask me, how do I come up with my questions? I scroll and I think about my life. You say, do I believe only white people can be racist? Hell no. Black people can be racist as hell too. We all are, in the same boat. Black people can be racist as hell too. Yes. Say, Bree, say who all in here you see. Black people can be racist as hell too. Black people can be racist as hell too. Shit, don't think just because, it doesn't matter what race you are. Racism comes in all colors, all races. It doesn't matter. So it's not only white people. I just ask white people questions because that's what's here in North America. Mostly white people. And, I ask the questions based off my life experiences, based off what I see, based off things I hear, and based off things people tell me. Say racism is systematic. I agree with you. It's systemic, but anybody could be racist because this is a form of racism. Let's say I own a business and I hire nothing but black people, and and I hire nothing but black people for the management jobs, and I hire every other nothing but white people and other people for the low level hourly jobs. I just want to keep black people in management and keep everybody else, keep other races. That's racism. That's racism. So racism comes in, all forms, no matter what color you are. It is systemic, but racism, no matter what color you are. Racism is trying to keep, one race down and search dominance, and say your race is better. Like I just gave you an example. Like if I own a business and I only hire black people for management positions and nobody else, and only hire white people and Hispanics and everybody else for regular hourly positions, that's me being racist. That's a form of racism. Right on, D. Appreciate that. Say, what is it called when you don't want to hire a Trumper? I don't know. That's a good one. I have no idea. That's a good question. I don't know what is it called, but the way I look at it, you can't hate nobody for their political preference. You can't discriminate against nobody. You shouldn't be discriminated against nobody anyway, but for their political preference, because you have a lot of people that voted for Donald Trump and they are not Trumpers and they not MAGA. So you can't really just because people's political preference. Everybody got their own reasons, why they voted, for him and voted the other way. So that's the way I look at it, for real. And then all Trumpers and all MAGA, people of MAGA, all of them not racist. All of them not racist. Everybody just think different. Everybody just has a different, level of thinking, a different way of thinking. So, you know, can't really blame nobody for their, political views. It's all in how they see the world, their experiences. All you can do is, talk to them, see if y'all can come to an agreement, or see, even you talking to them, you might be able to change their mind. So that's how I think when it comes to the whole political thing, you know. And then, as far as people that are racist, I think, Trump, he didn't make everybody racist. People that was racist was already that way. They just shit. He just, gave them the courage to bring it out. That's all. Say we need a new, hey, maybe. Say you have a good one too. Appreciate you coming in. You say your fiance is darker skinned and you voted for Trump and you double hated. Let's say everybody got their reasons why they voted for him. Not every person who voted for Trump, or who not every person who voted for him is racist. Not every person who voted for him is MAGA, or Trumper. It's just everybody got their reasons why they did it. Everybody got their reasons. Me personally, I chose to stay out of this election. Me personally, I chose to stay out of this election, for my own personal reasons. I just kind of seen the way things were going, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep my hand out of this one and just see how things play out. And it's playing out just how I imagined. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I chose to stay out of it, because I wasn't voting. To me, like me personally, I wasn't voting for Kamala Harris because she ain't so clean. And I seen what they did. They used her to pander to black people and other minorities. They used her. And I seen that right there in front of me. So, and then to me, I wasn't voting for somebody who never claimed to be black until she was about to run for president. So for real, she's what, Indian, and I think Indian and Jamaican. She never claimed, her black nationality. It was always the Indian side. So how you go from pushing curry to pushing hot sauce? And then for her whole Democratic, campaign or national, whatever it was, look what she did. They just showed how much, what they think of minorities and black people. And she had Megan Thee Stallion there. She changed her whole accent. This lady damn near had a barbecue, rap concert, and a Democratic, whatchamacallit, all in one. Like, for real. So I was like, I'm definitely wasn't voting for her, because I seen the writing on the wall. And then she built her career off giving black people football numbers for marijuana, for greenery. Like, for real. Then there was a case that made her famous because, a guy was proved to be innocent, and she kept him in jail until she started getting all this backlash. So, they all not clean. Then, come on, this lady claimed to listen to Tupac and Snoop Dogg back when she was in college. Snoop Dogg and Tupac wasn't rapping back when she was in college. You say same with religion. Oh, religion. I ain't even gonna get started on religion. Cause I have to be careful, what I say about religion, cause TikTok is can be a little sensitive. I don't even want to get started on religion. Like, it is crazy. Let's just say I am a firm believer in God, but religion I can't get with. I can't get with. I am a firm believer in God. You can't tell me God ain't real. God is very real. But thank you. I appreciate that. But I am a firm believer in God, but religion I don't mess with. You know, man, all of them went to their dude parties. All of them, politicians, the royals, high powerful people, like all of them, everybody. You know, so yeah, even though all of them, it doesn't matter who they are, all of them. You know, they all done. He done kicked it with almost everybody. That dude, you know, yeah, me neither. I never been to a Diddy party. And I don't want to go to one either. Never been to a Diddy party, and I do not want to go to one. Like for real. So yeah. I do not want to go to a Diddy party. You know, as far as the industry and all that, I don't think I want to go to no industry parties. If stuff like that goes on, I don't think I want to do none of that. No. It's like, But anyway, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate, hold on. Look, hey y'all, we got a troller. We got somebody trolling, y'all. Somebody trying to come in and troll. What you trying to get some attention? You're not gonna get no attention like that. It's just gonna get you banned. You know, it's just gonna get you banned. Don't come in trying to troll. It's just gonna get you blocked and banned. You know, especially if you're trying to come on somebody else's stuff and get some attention. It's just gonna get you blocked and banned. You know, for real. So if you try to come on for some clout, it's just gonna get you blocked and banned. That ain't where it's at. For real. That ain't where it's at. But like I say, so let's just go ahead and get you up out of here now. You know, we just gonna make everybody happy. There we go. We just make everybody happy. See, we get rid of trolls. See, I don't get upset. I just get rid of them. That's all. We don't get upset. We just get rid of them. That's how we do. But yeah, this has been a good one, y'all. This was a good, stream. This was a good wake and bake. You know, I might just come back later. Who knows? Who knows? But other than that, I'ma holler at y'all. See y'all. I'm dropping some more questions here in a little bit. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good one. Appreciate all the love. Peace. Damn. 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 Okay. Damn. I'll take it. Okay. But anyway, I'll let your boy. Peace.